Welcome to Fuel. Fuel stands for Finance, Unity, Empowerment, Legacy. Join Dr. Jackie, Mac, and Dennis as they continue their discussion on Wants versus Needs, Part 2.
Well, I'll when we do this, I always think about my life and me. So what I do is I've been looking at this word called justify, justification. Just figure it out. So let's look at our some big ticket items instead of little ticket items first. Like your car. When do you need a car? When do you need a new car? And when do you want a car? So my truck was going bad. Transmission was acting up. And it was gonna cost $2,000 to fix the transmission. So I said, let me go get a new truck. So my justification was this truck is getting old and is getting bad. It wasn't that old. So I justified looking for a truck because the transmission was going bad. Now, I could have just paid $2,000 and got a 3-year warranty, which would have been fine. It's probably something real simple anyway. Maybe just need to be oiled or changed. But I didn't know. I went out and got a new truck. And by the time that financial officer finished with me, I was paying $485 a month for 5 years. And the truck still was going bad. Even then, I had to get oil changes, tune-ups, fan belts, which cost $40,000 more than that $2,000 transmission. So when we look at how we spend our money, and what our needs and wants are, I think we really got to look at how are we justifying getting this item, because I find myself justifying a lot, Mac. I'll be honest with you. My TV is not as sharp as it used to be. Let me get another one. But this time it's going to be bigger. That's the justification. My phone only takes pictures in 24K, but now they can take them in 48K. I'm going to get rid of this $900 phone and go get a $1,500 phone. Are you a professional photographer? So I've heard a lot of things that people use to justify, to prove that they need something.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the weird thing right now, Matt, is how do we get out of that? So what I do now is if I want a new TV, I'm not going to not get it. But I go find out how much they cost. I write it down on the calendar, how much I got to save every week to get that TV. Then I say, what if I found an asset that could pay me this much money a week? So then I go look for assets that pay for my liabilities. And that's not an original idea. I got it from Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Mm-hmm.
I got it out of the Bible. I got it out of Think and Grow Rich. It's a concept that's been around forever. Buy assets. So this is why I'm working with my daughter now, where she takes her money from her job, put it in her bank account, and then she buys stuff with it. That's how we're taught, right? But I didn't teach her that. I don't know where she got that one from. And I'm like, wait a minute. The bank is giving you 0.0003 in interest. That means it's going to take 2,400 years before your money grows to any significant amount. Let us go find an asset that can take care of the things you want. The things you want don't cost that much if you break it out over the course of a month or a year. 52 weeks in a year, divide that TV by 52. Now you're talking $17 a week. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there. It might not be 17 a week. But the point is, if you break it down into the littlest components, now you go find an asset that can pay you $20 a week. A lot of stocks pay dividends. Not all, but a lot do. Mm-hmm. I don't know about cryptocurrencies. I don't know if anyone play dividends, but Bitcoin just hit $54,000 again. I mean, I don't know if I would do that, but that's what investment is all about, to buy assets that pay for your liabilities. And after you got your assets paying for your liabilities, sky's the limit. That's the way I look at it. I don't care what I want. I'll find an asset to pay for it. My needs are harder, but they're easy because they're, food, water, a roof over my head, and electricity for lights so I can see. It's really hard to estimate the electricity and the heat. Oh, I forgot heat. It's hard to estimate those, but you can figure if you're spending $500 a month or $1,000 a month, you average it out over 6-7 months. You know what you need for electricity and heat, water, and then you work it backwards and find an asset that can pay that stuff. And we can help you find, and I hate to call this thing an asset, so I'm not going to but let's call it an asset class. It's not really looked at as an asset, but it's in an asset class. And hopefully that I've said that correctly for anybody who's got a book in front of their hands. But we can help you find things that help you pay for your liabilities. It might not be everything you want, but we can help you with those things you need.
Yeah.
So I didn't really answer your question, Dr. Jackie, but I kind of switched it to justification, because we can justify that we need and want anything. When I was doing presentations all the time, Mac, I justified buying bigger TVs because we use them for presentations. It was a business expense. We got charts and we got slide things, the things you pull out. They got pictures on them for your presentations and projectors and computers, and all for doing a presentation. Those are tax deductible items. It's for the business.
That's right. So
it's how let's say that's how the government looks at things. I asked a friend a long time ago, how was he driving? If you guys are old enough to remember the oil embargo. And I was like, how are you driving an F450, Ford F450? He's getting like 4 miles to the gallon.
Right.
Said, it's a tax write-off. They are paying me to drive this. I was a little too young to understand what he was teaching me. So I hope you guys didn't let that bird fly over the cuckoo's nest. But exactly. He was being paid to drive a Hummer, paid to drive an F-350. Say what? You got to learn the system that you live in. It is not what you see on Ozzie and Harriet. Good Times. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There is a subculture or a subsystem about money. You need to learn how money really, really works. It will blow your mind.
Yeah. And I think, to go along with that, and I think this will be in Dr. Jackie's lane too. And guys, you can't just be having these visions and dreams in your head. Write them down. It's just something that is miraculous about taking. Yes. Look. I forgot. Oh, here it is. I mean, when we are here, I have a notepad. Dr. Jackie is always in her notepad.
Effective note-taking in lectures, meetings, or at events makes you more productive by helping you remember key facts, creates a reference for the future, and keeps you focused during the event. Studies have shown that using pen and paper instead of a laptop or tablet helps you to remember facts more deeply and assists in understanding complex ideas. But don't try to write everything down. Focus on the key information and related ideas. Try and summarize your notes immediately after the event to create a concise outline that's easy to refer to. Writing all your notes in a dedicated notebook will ensure they stay together in chronological order. Productive people have revealed using different colored pens to highlight key facts or actions can help them organize their notes and plan ahead. Finally, don't be afraid to compare your notes with your colleagues or classmates to ensure you haven't missed any critical information. So stay productive and take great notes.
I mean, it's because, when you are writing this stuff down, it's like you are taking ownership of it. Like, once the ink is on the paper, you gotta deal with it. And I think that a lot of people are missing out because they just think, oh, well, it's all in my head, and I want to do this, I want to achieve this, I want to achieve that, I want to do this, I want to do that, and they have nothing written to actually solidify it, to make it more lean, make it more realistic, because they're just dreaming. And I'm telling you, taking this away from finance just for a second, because I do operate a nonprofit, there's nothing that I don't do for the nonprofit that ain't on paper. Nothing. And in fact, when people have suggestions, the first thing I say is, if it ain't written, it ain't real.
Ain't that a fact? Hire a contractor and just talk what you want. You're not going to get it. But it's funny you bring that up, Matt, because when I was in college, I kept a notebook with me, and I would think of sentences as I was walking across the yard, and I write the sentence down, and then I would talk to somebody. I said, oh, and I write the sentence down. By the time I got back to my dorm room, I had my paper written. All because thoughts are fleeting. But that paper, that's in stone.
That's right. That's right.
So just in case you want to know about any book, you can go to Egypt, you can go to Cairo, you can go to Nubia. Well, they buried Nubia, but you can go to the Sudan, and the stuff is written in stone. Don't believe what's written on paper. It's written in stone. Right. I'm sorry, I had to throw that in there.
No, it's cool. I mean, taking it to another level, from a music point of view, I'm walking around and I get song ideas all day long, and I am definitely not trusting them to stay in my head. They're going to be written down, and in other cases, as far as the music portion of it, it will also be recorded, just so that I have a place to come back to and work those things out. And, again, I don't even want to deal with people that don't ever have a plan. You're not even, no, you're not even, to me, you're not even serious. So why would I take before we even started rolling the tape here, we were talking about the concept of time. And I'm like, well, why would I take any of my precious time and invest it in someone who does not take the time to actually write out their plan?
So I've been doing a couple of things with a friend who is an entrepreneur coach, and she was talking about time. A lot of times people talk about, I don't have the time to do this or that. And she made this comment that at 10 o'clock, 60 minutes later, it's going to be 11 o'clock. You can't do anything about that. It's going to be 11 o'clock. Time is going to be time. What you have the ability to manage and have control over is your actions, what you do. You can write down what you would like to accomplish, but in 60 minutes, it's going to be that next hour. So you have to manage your actions and understand that the way to do that is truly have a plan. So I've got to pick something I know how to do. So I'm going to sew a dress. So I'm going to sew on what? I have to set up the plan, decide what it is, get the fabric, get the thread. You understand? We can't just say it's all in my head, because invariably you go to the store and you come home and you don't have everything you need. Okay. So you're right. Writing it down is critical. How many of us have gone to the grocery store because we're going to make a pot roast, and we go to the grocery store? We've done it before. And we come home and we forgot the carrots. We forgot the salt because we were out. We didn't check. Or we forgot you write, you check what is needed to do what you need to do. That's getting the education and understanding of how money works. And you write down how you're going to go about making that a part of your life. Yep, I agree. Writing it down is critical.
Absolutely.
And if you like to eat or you like to cook, trying to cook something complicated without ingredients written down. So I only say that because I just tried to cook something and I didn't have any ingredients written down. I tried to actually copy my mother. My mother would go, pinch of this, pinch of that, scoop of this. And I'm like, wow, how do you know what a pinch is? But the food would be so good. I said, well, let me try. Pinch of this, a scoop of that. It was okay. But it wasn't like mama's cooking.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I need it written down.
Well, I'm gonna tell you now. I'm gonna side with your mama on just this one point. I'm not one who actually deals with measurements either. I think for some people that it's instinctual. However, every recipe still comes with having a list of ingredients that go into play to make sure that you're going to achieve whatever it is that you want. And for me, that might be looking at a YouTube video or one of the Food Network programs, and somebody might be doing something, and I go, oh, and then when I got my pen and I'm ready, I'm jotting down the things that I liked about the recipe, or changing it up to Macify it so that I can make it my own. Either way, there's still a basic plan that's in there, even though when it gets to the actual spices and stuff, I might be like your mom and doing a pinch here or a dash there.
Well, even, I know we're talking about writing stuff down, but got to remember that it's all about time management. The reason why it's written down is to help you save time. So you don't make the mistakes like I did, and you have to eat something that you cook for yourself, and boy, I wish mama was here. So you got to take advantage of the time you have with people, and learn something, teach something every day.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well,
I'm so glad.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm so glad today that we started the tape recorder a little late. Because usually we started in the beginning while we're working out our ideas. But today we went through like 4 subjects before Dr. Jackie graced us with her pretty earrings.
Yes.
And so it probably looks like we're just shooting off the cuff, but we actually have notes. And we just like talking to each other because we're more than just co-hosts. We're friends. And you know, Dr. Jackie is really a doctor. Mac is really my older brother, and that's how we handle this.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Let me change something I just put in it. Okay. He's not really my older brother, but I call him that. I do call him my older brother. He's just not technically. But you know, the whole thing is that, you know, through our experience and experience of our friends and family, you know, we're not trying to give financial advice. We're just trying to show you the things that we've done to change the lives of ourselves and our families and each other, actually, because we are always on the hotline to each other to, you know, to add that extra little bit of sauce in that ingredient to make it taste like mama's cooking. Woo! I stole that from Kwame Brown. Sorry, but it just fit the situation.
Perfect way to end this thing.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. You want to close us out, Dr. Jack?
You know, I as I said, I was at another conference, and I'm so glad that whenever I'm here with you guys, and we have the opportunity to share with anybody who happens on or purposely comes on, and we hope more of that we are able to impart some things that we have learned through our years and time. And just the other day, because we started out talking about young people, just the other day, my niece said, "You all still doing that fuel thing?" And I was shocked, but Mac posts us on Facebook and YouTube, and people are watching and benefiting from. And we hope that we, in our banter, give you a thought that may change your direction and that may help you lead to, and I'm going to end with lead to financial freedom, because that mindset might be the one that you hold on to that then helps you embrace all of these other points that we've mentioned of writing it down and wants and needs. Think about financially free, debt free, and that you have managed and are in control of your life because you understand money. So thanks for being with us.
Our most valuable asset is time. It's the only thing you cannot get back. You can get money back. Well, your health is kind of tough to get back to, but sometimes you can get your health back. I mean, I had COVID a year and a half ago, and I don't have COVID now. So you can't get your health back. But time, that time I stayed up in that bed is over, gone. Very valuable asset. Use it wisely.
Mac?
Absolutely. Go ahead.
No, Mac, you want to?
Oh yeah. No, honestly, I think that you guys have really covered everything perfectly. So, Dr. Jackie, you can just close us out.
We'll see you all next week. This is our spot. 11 o'clock is when we come together, but it's posted for you all to take advantage of at different hours. Please, please, if you have any questions, you can zip us a note and we will try to engage with you at other levels. I don't know how you could miss it, but this is truly a passion for us. We are glad to be here with you all. So take care. See you next time.
Thank you for joining us today for our final conversation on wants versus needs on fuel. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Fueling Future Generations and reach out to us by email at fuelingfuturegenerations2020@gmail.com. We've enjoyed being with you today and have a great day.